Browse the web, watch TV, read the news. Again and again, we're told how horribly the world is divided by religions, cultures, languages, and politics. You'd think we're destined for conflict, one group against another. We are different, but it's rare we hear a pundit stop to ask why those differences exist. If we look at the larger sweep of history, we see that differences don't always draw us into conflict, but more so into greater knowledge and understanding. At a deep level, we're drawn to know more about other peoples. Who are they, and what can they tell us? Pessimism isn't the answer. There's a way forward. It's not about erasing differences. It's about discovery. It's about knowledge for today's world.
الإنسان لا بد أن يكمل نفسه أن يبحث عن ما ينقصه عند الآخر، ولذلك فلا يمكن أن يعرف الإنسان نفسه إلا بالآخر.
It takes time and effort. It takes conversation, encounter, and friendship between real people. Bridging our cultural divisions is possible, but to do that, we need real knowledge beyond the daily chatter. This is what we're doing at Sorac, the study of religions across civilizations. Our task is simple. We connect people from different backgrounds, people from North Africa and people from America, religious scholars and teachers. We give them real knowledge about cultures and religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and real contact with various kinds of people who have different ways of thinking, but also share common beliefs, values, and hopes for the world. The first step is encounter. People have to meet one another in person and see the actual communities where they live and pursue their beliefs and values. This summer, through Sorac, a group of 10 Moroccan scholars landed in Dulles Airport for a month in Washington, D.C. to learn and encounter and to live alongside their American peers. These were ordinary Moroccans, young people and parents, scholars and high school teachers, men and women. Ordinary people who want what is good for their communities and for the world. Ordinary people, but also heroes in the making. For 1 month, Sorac, in partnership with Georgetown University's Department of Theology and Religious Studies, offered these 10 scholars a crash course in American society, religion, history, and plurality. There were scholarly discussions, visits to religious communities, work with charities and NGOs, and faith-sharing conversations over lunch. What does it mean to live in a country where the government has no religious authority? What is it like being a minority in America? How are American Muslims different from the Muslims of Morocco? There are a lot of questions, and so how can you tell a Moroccan everything they ever wanted to know about America in just 30 days? It's easy. Just expose them to everything. For starters, our Moroccan friends have been barraged with negative ideas about what Americans think of Muslims. But if you really want to know what America thinks of Islam, ask some American Muslims. And our Moroccan friends met a whole lot of them. They met Muslims of all cultural backgrounds who now see America as their country. Muslim Americans who are Sunni and Muslim Americans who are Shia. Some have just arrived, others are recent converts searching for religious truth. And of course, there's the first Muslim Americans, African American Muslims making contact with their past. They all face challenges, but they also have great opportunities. They have much to offer American society, and their example is a witness to Muslims across the globe. America is a home for Muslims to live their beliefs in freedom and to flourish without political oppression.
وجدت مسلمين أمريكيين يمارسون دينهم بكل حرية.
The Moroccans also learned about the other American faith traditions too. Can a Moroccan-American Jew help bridge the gaps between Jews and Arabs? Can an American atheist find tranquility by contemplating the universe? What does intimacy mean for a gay Christian? What does it mean to be an evangelical Christian? What is it like to be an American Catholic or a Jew? Or a believer with questions in the face of modern diversity and development? And it wasn't just about telling the Moroccans what American religious diversity is like. Sorac showed them how Americans discover and discern their own varied faith journeys. We brought them to a Presbyterian community in Georgetown, visited the historical 6th and I Synagogue, spoke with the National Religious Campaign Against Torture. They met with Shoulder to Shoulder on the Hill, where people work for cross-religious solidarity and campaign against discrimination. They entered American monasteries, where monks call one another to prayer 7 times a day to recite the Psalms, which Jews, Christians, and Muslims all cherish. They met and assisted America's poor and marginalized while working with DC's Central Kitchen and Some, so others might eat. Faith in action in America's civil society.
الشمع له حرية التدين كيف يشاء، ولكنه دائما ملتزم بالضوابط الأخلاقية.
They visited the L'Arche House of Adams Morgan, a place that brings together the mentally abled and disabled in a community of equals and friends. And they visited the United States Institute of Peace, where they learned ideas for resolving religious conflict and techniques for identifying factors that bring about peace. The topics of conflict and violence were something we talked about a lot. Violent extremism is a daunting challenge for all of us today. Even just understanding it is no easy task. So we started in the past, learning about the roots of religious extremism. We looked at American history to see how religious and non-religious extremism have affected the US and how Americans have dealt with it in the past and also today. We discussed the tools to address the causes of violence and to reach out to those who are vulnerable but simply want a chance to use their talents and energy for good purposes. At the end of their 30 days here, the Moroccans had discovered a lot. Over the course of the month-long program, all of the participants, as they came to new insights and discoveries, were also strengthened in their own sense of personal mission, a desire to share their American experiences with their own communities and congregations, their students and their colleagues and neighbors. These Moroccans, ordinary people, have strong desires to make the world a better place, to serve and help their region of the world. So why does it matter? How does this help? Well, because these 10 Moroccans aren't just 10 Moroccans, they are educators. Together they affect hundreds of students, and that's just this year. Multiply all those students over a lifetime in the classroom, that's a lot of people. It is precisely here that the gains of the Sorac program will stretch out for years to come. The world is in need of new ideas, positive visions that recognize differences but also possibilities of new discovery, new horizons for youth in vulnerable areas. Who is in a better position to forge such visions than these educators from the Muslim world? The Sorac program has helped renew their aspirations to serve their homeland and plant seeds that lead to new horizons of possibility, to empower others, students and youth in their communities, to inspire people to positive action in society, to serve others with mercy and to challenge power in constructive ways, and ultimately to see friendship and education as our common calling in life, across cultures and civilizations. Sorac empowers people to empower others. After all, what is knowledge but empowerment? What they've learned, they can now teach. Sorac has helped make them educators without borders. And yes, you have a role in this too. When it comes to the great challenges of religious and cultural conflict in today's world, we're all involved. We all have a part to play. And so we need your help. We've had great success with these 10 Muslim educators. With your support, we could do the same with 20 or 30 every year. That's a lot of teachers and even more students. We need to work together to build peace today. If we do nothing, hate mongers will fill the vacuum.
الجهل عدو. الجهل هو يعني مقدمة الفتنة. الجهل بالآخر تتخذه عدوا. الناس أعداء ما جهلوا. هذه حكمة معروفة. لذلك يجب أن نتعارف أكثر لكي نتحاب أكثر.
Just think, 10 educators, they each have 100 students. That's 1,000 young minds reached every year. We want to double and triple that number. With those numbers, we'll be in a position to push back against the negative thinking, the hatred and lies. And other institutions in the region have asked to join Sorac. With your support, we'll be able to connect to other communities in North Africa, in Mali, Algeria, Libya, and Mauritania. We'll be able to create synergy across cultures and religions, demonstrating that we are not destined for conflict, but for friendship and common purpose, a common destiny that embraces all. Conflict and confusion across the lines of culture and religion aren't going to go away by themselves, and they can't be fixed by governments or academics alone. We need to make real human contact with real humans who can share what they find with others. Not professional politicians, but ordinary people. They're the diplomats we need at this global moment in time. It isn't about making everyone the same. It's about opening the door to education, new insight, and even friendship. This is what the study of religions across civilizations can do.